Good morning. So, what's new?
Oh man, there's always something new. We just started. Interesting, we've been getting a lot of concrete work lately. Shout out to Miss Galloway out in Temple Hills. We're doing a massive concrete job for her. Her retaining wall collapsed. It's probably about a 8 foot, 9 foot retaining wall that goes up to her house for her driveway, and it literally collapsed. Boom, right in the middle of her driveway. So she finally decided after vetting many contractors to go with T-Bow Residential and crews there. I hope Kate gets some footage of that. And we're removing all of the wall debris, 8 foot wall, and we're removing all of the concrete driveway. We're going to give her a new concrete pour. And there's another retaining wall to the left as well. So getting a lot of concrete work. Went on two hardscape contract possibilities last week where clients want their entire backyard hardscape leading up to their pool that they've had for quite some time. So it's funny how you get these, different waves of concentrated areas of construction at any given period, and like literally 4 or 5 concrete hardscape jobs in the last week, which is crazy. So that's new. All of our other projects are moving along. Kay is going to bring some live updates to you guys with our mansion, our Chateau Mansion in McLean. We're going to have a live interview with one of our McLean clients as well. Shout out to Zach and his beautiful wife, Monica, where we're going to be talking about their massive addition to the rear of their home. And that's going to be coming to you live and direct next week. So be on the lookout for all of these great things that we have in store. Again, just to add value to your construction and your real estate experience.
So, you mentioned concrete. Like, how does that translate from building homes to concrete? Like, how do you all do that?
Well, believe it or not, you cannot build a home without concrete. Whether it's in the concrete slab, whether it's in the concrete footer, whether it's in the concrete stone walls in which your house will rest on. Like concrete is an intricate part of building your home. Whether it's your concrete driveway, all of these things, the concrete footers, all of these things are very, very important as concrete is a very strong material that is very durable, sturdy, and it lasts the test of time.
That's cool. All right. So, it's crazy because this morning we're actually going to be talking about spring outdoor upgrades, decks, patios, and curb appeal. So, how do you create a weatherproof outdoor living space for entertaining? Like, what would be the first approach to that?
First of all, you want to understand elevations and grades. That plays a significant role in how water will accumulate around the foundation of the home, how it will pass around the foundation of the home, if it at all will impact the foundation of the home at all. So understanding grading and elevation, because based on where your home sits, and the water table is another important thing. In DC, there's something we're very mindful of is the water table, because in those areas that have a very high water table and you want to excavate and underpin and make your basement ceiling heights higher, that water table can be a big problem in terms of, how do you manage and mitigate potential water issues. So once you understand the grading and the elevation, of course, the higher your house is above the common grade around the property, the better, because again, higher elevation, lower elevations around the property, the water will drain at a low elevation, not really impact the basement or the foundation of the home. The second thing you understand is draining. Well, you need a French drain on the interior of the house, the exterior of the house. That goes back to the water table, that goes back to grading. And if you do, making sure that you have the proper drainage system. Sometimes you may need a sump pump. It just all depends. So that again, you're managing and mitigating any water issues that your home can potentially have. So those things are very, very important. Shout out to my wonderful dad, who's tuning in early this morning. Yeah, this is your oldest nephew, Auntie. Always good to see you. Love you. And I'll be talking to you soon. So thanks for tuning in, Auntie.
Yes. So, what are the best materials for decks and patios that you recommend?
Composite material. Composite material, unlike pressure treated material, can blister, can weather over time. Even though it's more expensive, but it's just a material that is designed to withstand, again, the test of time. Some of these composite companies, like Trex is a big composite company out there. They're now offering lifetime warranties, guaranteeing their product. And if you can get a lifetime warranty and putting your deck in place, setting it and forgetting it, and not ever worrying about it, and just enjoying many years of entertaining family and friends That's the way to go. Make that extra spend and get a composite deck over a pressure treated deck.
Okay. So, what are some DIY?
Do it
Do
yourself.
it yourself.
DIY.
Yeah. What are some DIY things that they can do with their own patio to upgrade?
Things like, for instance, just running a simple low voltage cable to the caps. You can now actually add illuminated caps to your deck. So at night, it's really cool as opposed to just having the generic plastic caps. They have solar caps. If you are not comfortable running a low voltage cable to your cap and fishing it through the post, then they have solar power caps that captures the energy of the sun during the day so that it illuminates your deck at night. That's an easy do-it-yourself project. Another thing that you may do if you have a pressure-treated deck and you are a little, adventurous and you want a little challenge, you can reface that pressure-treated deck with composite material. And all you need is a circular saw. I mean, nothing major there, circular saw, screw gun, and you can actually upgrade your deck by doing it yourself and saving a lot of money as opposed to hiring a contractor.
Okay, so from your experience, like what's one of the craziest features or designs that you've ever done with a deck or backyard?
Oh man, the biggest deck we ever built was a $200,000 deck, and it was all composite material, all PVC facing board. The balustrades were those linear cable wire, which that stuff is super expensive, but very beautiful deck, and it was 3-tiered. So it started here, and then it had a lower tier, and it had a third tier just before it went down to the pool. And I mean, it was just a beautiful deck. If you want to see that deck, you can actually probably Google it and go to 312 Lismore Drive. It was a deck that we did for a client who had a really nice backyard pool, miniature golf, putting green. So you can see that deck there. But I think that was one of the craziest, most extravagant decks that we've done because of the tiering of it and how it really just integrated with the slope of the yard going all the way down to the pool side and the miniature golf course that was actually built under the deck as well that we did for the client. So like really cool deck, check that out. And Kay, you probably insert a picture of the deck as I'm talking about it when you go back and edit this, which is a cool thing. But yeah, that was a cool deck and a cool project to do.
Okay, awesome. So like what's a good budget that homeowners should have?
A good budget for me when it comes to my personal home and my place of refuge, my favorite place in the entire world, I always break the bank. Now that's something you gotta be comfortable with because my home is my home. And when I come home to my home, I wanna come home to like a resort. I don't wanna go pay somebody else to fly 4 or 6 hours away to stay a few nights at the resort and call that paradise. I wanna make my personal home my everyday paradise that I come home to from the escapes of working hard and all the problems that we solve for all of our clients every day. So for me, my budget is what is the max that is not going to put me and my family in financial ruin when it comes to any project or any build. I built my last 3 houses. I'll never buy a resale house again just because of the industry I'm in. But for you just got to ask yourself like, you're going to enjoy this for many, many, many years to come. And if this is a home that you see yourself in for the next 10 plus years, I would say make a very calculated decision that is going to have you in a place that when you cut that check to that contract, that you're happy about it. And vet your contractors too. I always believe in the 3 rule, even when I tell my clients, we're not going to be the highest, we're not going to be the lowest. However, please shop other competent licensed general contractors with the same credentials because you also want to go into a situation knowing that you've done your homework and you don't want to second guess if you're being overcharged. So all of that plays into your decision making in terms of budget. Go all out, it's your home, especially if you're going to be there the next 10 years plus. Now, if it's a home, it's to start a home and you're just starting out and you're going to sell it in the next 3 years, then do a renovation and an upgrade that again, you'll be happy with. But it's not the max thing because you're not going to be there for a very long time. However, it's also going to be an investment for you too because when you do go sell that home in 3 to 5 years or 2 to 3 years, however long you decide to be there short term, you're going to get that return on investment. So that's something to think about as well.
Are outdoor upgrades just as beneficial as kitchen and bathroom renovations?
It depends. Everybody's not an outdoor person. If you're not an outdoor person, I would say don't waste the money. Again, you want to enjoy your home. Again, I keep going back to your home is your place of refuge. It's your place of peace. It's your place that you retreat to every day after putting in those long hours and dealing with the world. So if you're an outdoors person, I'm an outdoors person. My mom was an outdoors person. God bless her dead. I mean, she had us in that yard from the time I can remember, probably 3 years of age. We were out there pulling weeds and I was probably cutting grass at 5, like literally. I mean, she just loved the outdoors and she always kept a beautiful, beautiful yard. Very aesthetically pleasing for the entire neighborhood. So if you're an outdoors person, yes, it's worth the investment. Good morning to you, Hamet, and good morning to you, Dana Dash. Thank you for watching and tuning in this morning.
Ask me, do you have any questions?
Yeah, and if y'all got any questions, Kay is monitoring this, so please ask questions. But one thing, Kay, I think I want to jump into because I had one of our listeners from last week, and she's not here. But just want to talk about, why is it that contractors cost what they cost? And one thing I want to talk about is 3 things that you have to consider when working with contractors. And there's 3 key ingredients. And even contractors out there, and even if you're deciding to take on a renovation project, you want to always be mindful of these 3 key things to not get sucked in and to make sure that you're giving your clients a great value proposition in selecting you if you are so privileged like we are in so many contracts that we go after, is that you want to consider the time. Time does not equate always to money. Because money is something you can always get more, but time, once it's gone, it is gone forever. So there's not always a true translation that time equals money and money equals time. I never agreed with that. I think time is much more valuable and precious than money, because I don't care who you are, whether you're Mark Zuckerberg, whether you're Carlos Slim, whether you're Jeff Bezos, it does not matter who you are and how much money you have. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Once that time is gone, you cannot buy time back. You cannot get time back. So time to me is much more valuable than money, even though you want to leverage your time to leverage money, but time and money does not equate the same if you look at it from a scientific theoretical framework. So that first key thing is how much time are you going to give clients? Now, I charge clients based on the scope of the project. Just to come out and do a site visit, sometimes I'll charge them anywhere from $150 to $300 based on when I'm coming out to evaluate. That's my time, right? And when you have invested time to become an expert in your field, when you have invested time to have an articulate conversation with clients about construction, and in real time on the spot, sometimes clients say, I want to replace some windows, but they don't realize that sometimes when you're replacing windows, you have to remove the trim, you have to remove the window seals. Based on how the jamb is situated in that rough opening, there may be some drywall work that you have to do that leads to painting. Also, too, there may be some exterior work, again, based on how that window is situated in that rough opening. So clients just think you pop a window in, you pop a window out, you pop it back in, but being able to come out and say, well, no, in this particular situation, I also need you to consider that you're going to need to do these additional renovations to make this window exchange and this window replacement work. And clients really appreciate that. They don't want to be guessing at things and, they got a budget for one amount and then they actually have a competent contractor come out to educate them on what that renovation really costs, which could be a bigger amount than their allocated budget that they had in mind. That's their time. They don't want to waste time doing that. And they also want a contractor to come out and come across as being trustworthy, come across as being competent and knowledgeable, but most importantly, come across as a contractor that's going to stand by their word. You wouldn't believe the number of contractors that, just leave clients in bad situations. I mean, if you look at our reviews, we work very hard to be a 5-star review company, and every project doesn't go perfectly according to plan. We have 40 plus construction workers that work for us. People make boneheaded decisions. However, as the owner of the company, it's my job to make that situation right and make that client whole. So looking at the time that it takes me to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning with a great staff like my marketing manager here, Kay, to bring content to just make people aware of what to look for in this construction field, that takes a commitment and a level of time that you must invest as a contractor because there's value added here. And then once you look at how much time you're going to put in that situation, some things I give clients complimentary. I'll do a virtual call all day long. I'm in my office, I'm at my computer, I'm not charging the client for that. I just jump on, make sure I understand their situation, give them as much information as possible, and let them make the decision. Do they want me to meet them in person, or do they want to do a virtual call? And then sometimes if I have to write a very detailed contract and not a proposal, not an estimate or a guesstimate, which again, you got to be mindful of contractors just giving you a low ball bid. And then once they get your deposit, they want to change order you to death for everything. And that's not the best use of your time. Take the time to vet contractors so you're not in that situation. And then once I have given that initial time, whether it's going to be at a fee or whether it's going to be complimentary, then my clients know that I'm going to give them access to my resources. Now, what are those resources? Access to my resources in terms of my vendors. A lot of times I just give clients my contractor pricing. It doesn't cost me anything. It's another value add proposition. They're going to save money for doing business with me. We're already charging them for our third thing, services. So I'll give them my resources. A lot of times there are things that we don't do, like some clients want interior designers and decorators. So I give them access to those resources that I have. Sometimes clients want to just know what's the best product for their home in terms of going back to a deck. Should they use Trex? Should they use another composite vendor that is a newer vendor and may not have the history and reputation of a Trex? So I give them access to my resources as far as my service reps and account managers are concerned. Shout out to Tanya at Home Depot, who's one of the best, if not the best. Let me correct that. Tanya is the best service rep that we have. But she's our personal account rep to take care of anything that we need from A to Z as far as our clients are concerned and our projects are concerned. So that's another resource that I provide for my clients. Sometimes clients just don't understand why something costs so much. Like a client wanted a curbless shower. It's like, Doc, why? I mean, you just taking a bump out of it and, making my shower flat. No. When you're creating a curbless shower, you actually have to cut into the floor and modify the joist so that you get a slope so that your shower drains properly. So I will send her a video so that she and her husband can see what does it really take to create a curbless shower to make sure that you have proper sloping and drainage. So they're educated. And they're like, oh, okay, wow, that is a lot. I didn't think it took all of that. So there's so many resources that we provide for our clients and our network of people that we work with, our affiliated trade partners, our affiliated vendors. And then we get to services. Always know what you are worth. Always know that when you strive for excellence and that is exuberated and it resonates in everything that you do as a company, as a professional, then you charge people accordingly for your service. If people want the best of the best, I've never heard of anybody going into a Louis Vuitton store or a Gucci store trying to negotiate the price of a handbag. It's a product that is timeless, a product that has a reputation for many decades to be a quality top product. You go and you pay for that product, you pay for that service. So when we work very hard to make sure that our culture is that excellence is not a second thought, but it's our way of life. Excellence is not an option, it's our way of life. That's our mantra. That's what we never let it rest until our good becomes our better and our better becomes our best. If our guys are supposed to be at a site at 7 o'clock, they know being on time is being there at 6:55. And when clients see that and they see the execution of that consistently every day, over and over. Good morning, Gabrielle Michelle. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions, Kay is checking for any questions you may have so that we can ask. But yeah, so don't be afraid to charge for top tier services. Now, don't charge people top tier and you bring in some bootleg services. Now, the two don't match, right? That math don't match, right? However, when you're at the top of your game, whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're a trade partner, whether you're a contractor, whether you're a home improvement specialist, whatever you do, make sure that when you're charging top dollar for your services, you're bringing a top dollar service. And there's nothing wrong with that. We want you to charge top dollar because, again, I tell clients all the time, you want a Home Depot experience? There's many people standing out in front of Home Depot. You go hire right now, right? That's a Home Depot experience, but guess what? You pay for that because you're going to be managing that. You're going to hope that they show up. You're going to hope that they show up when they say they're going to show up. You're going to hope that they can perform what they say they're going to do. However, if you want a top-notch construction experience, hire a top-notch, proven Make sure you do your homework. Always verify before you trust. Do your homework and make sure that you compensate your general contractor well, especially if he has a track record of doing excellent work. That has been a process in which they have gone through many tests, trials, and tribulations through the time commitment they've had to be an expert in their craft and to build the resources that are going to be at your disposal and at your benefit when they render and dedicate those services. So again, time, resources, services. Make sure your general contractor are tight in all three. And if you're a general contractor, make sure that you're tight in all three. Big Rich LeVar, shout out to LeVar. LeVar, I'm about to put your business out there. I'm so proud of my dude. Bought his first home about 2 weeks ago. And LeVar apologized. Oh, you a public apology, man. You had asked me to help you with that construction budget. And that just got off my radar, and I did not deliver. So I owe you one, brother. So please forgive me. I'm apologizing live and direct to my man, LeVar Rich. So everybody clap up for LeVar, who just bought his first investment property. So proud of you, bro. Love you. All right, Dana Wester. Look at Dana from high school. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in this morning, Dana. I don't know how much more time we have here. But again, just wrapping up, going back to time, resources, and services. Make sure that your time is time that is invested in making sure that you become an expert in whatever you're delivering. Build your resources around you because no one man can build a multi-million-dollar company by himself. And then services, just make sure you deliver on tight services. Make sure you deliver. I mean, even as an employee, you provide a service for your employer. Right? And when you're providing that service for your employer, make sure that you're providing a service that no other employee that is at the same level doing the same job that you're doing is delivering better than you are. That's what gives you value. And that's what makes an employer thinks that, God, dog, things are crazy right now. We got all this crazy stuff going on. This man in the White House that, one day we got terrorists, the next day we don't have terrorists. One day China got 50% and they're at 150%. Man, it's crazy, right? So, they're cutting jobs, not only in the government sector, but also in the private sector. So when you deliver your services, make sure that no one at your level doing the job that you're doing is outperforming you in the services that you deliver. So that time, resource, services it transcends across any area of work and any area of performance in the work that you provide for another. We all work for somebody, whether we're working for God every day to be the best Christians and followers of Christ that we can, or whether we're working for ourselves. And even when you're working for yourself, you still work for clients that support your business. So we all work for someone. The important thing is make sure you work for the man above, first and foremost, and then secondly, whoever you're working for, that you come with a wealth of resources. The more resources you have, you're always in a better place. You can never have too many resources. And then those things are going to support how you deliver efficiently and effectively the services for anyone that you serve. And that's it, Kay. That's what I just want to hit those three things. I hope that was a blessing to someone. I hope that someone, really take those things and really meditate on those things to elevate them. This is all about self-improvement and how do we elevate one another, each one teach one, to really truly build a community. And our goal is to build a community of construction professionals, of real estate professionals, of development professionals, of investor professionals, so that we're all growing in this thing together.
So they can meet us where? They can meet us live on Facebook.
They can meet us live on Facebook every third Tuesday of every month. And that is no junk because we got the stuff in the trunk. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Theo Young, thanks for watching. Glad to have you, brother K. We went from 1 view to 2 view last week. This is our 3rd one. We have 4 views. We making progress. We got 4 people been hanging in there. This is how it starts, right? We go from 1 to 2 to 4. Next week it's gonna be 8 to 16 to 32 to 64 to 128. Look how fast I did that math. To 256. Look how fast I did that math. Oh yeah, they not ready for that, K. To 512. Look how fast I did that math. To 1024. Look how fast I did that math. Yeah, okay, they not ready. To 2048, look how fast I did that math. Shannon, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you, good to see you.
All right, so they can meet us here every 3rd Tuesday, live on Facebook at 6 a.m.
Sharp.
Sharp.
We was in here 5:50, making sure we were on 5:59, 6 a.m. sharp. We're gonna be doing this every Tuesday. And look, direct message me if there's specific things you want me to talk about. Coffee with Doc. You know, tee that thing up. If we got any questions before we head out, you know, post those questions because this is about you and this is about us growing together. So don't be ashamed, don't be bashful. All right?
All right.
With that being said and done, we have no questions. Hey, I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I'll see you at our next construction site.